Welcome to Podnutz Daily for October 9, 2008, episode number 95. Quick announcement here on the Great Tech Debate, which is a new podcast I'm starting this weekend. It's first episode, Saturday, 1 p.m. I'm probably going to have a ustream stream live. And if you go to thegreattechdebate.com, it'll take you right to the ustream feed. This podcast is being done virtually as well inside Second Life. And when I get the coordinates of where the studio is going to be, where that's going to take place, I'll give that to you guys. And if you want to arrive at Second Life and watch it live, you can do that too. Exciting. It's going to be an exciting podcast for me. I got three great guests. Mike Smith is going to be on the show from Mike Tech Show. Mike Petro from Petro Computer Solutions. And Eric Fiore, Eric, I don't know how to say your last name exactly right. I'm sorry about that. Eric is a MP multifunction system, an MFS, I think it's called. Copier / computer / printer / fax / big machines by Sharp Incorporated. Eric is a technician and works on those. So we have to give you have to give me a title, Eric, that I can read and not butcher like that. Anyway, he's going to be on the show too. So we are going to debate our faces off. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to thegreattechdebate.com. Right now, there's just a placeholder at that website. But tonight or tomorrow will be all the details of what you need to do to watch. And if you miss it live, no sweat. It's going to be released as an audio podcast, just like all the other Podnutz shows. All righty. Let's see what we got here. Installed let's see what we got. Oh, Toshiba laptop, 17-inch came in today. It was a Vista machine. And his kids got on the machine and just butchered the heck out of the operating system. I mean, the thing was kind of toasted. I went ahead and tried to do a cleanup. I removed a lot of programs, and I ran some cleanup programs, and the thing was just still limping along. There was definitely some corruption on the operating system. I wanted to reinstall Vista on his machine. I didn't have his recovery disk. Toshiba does not have recovery partition, from what I understand. What they do have in their recovery partition, it prompts you to insert the recovery disk. So I needed the disk to do a system recovery. I did not have those. I wanted to reinstall Vista, and all I had that was working was a Dell Home Premium Vista installation disk. I wasn't sure if Dell disks would work on a Toshiba using the product key from a Toshiba, the key that's actually stuck to the bottom of the computer. So I tried it. Loaded up Vista. It loaded fine. Everything was fine. Vista then told me I need to activate this copy of Vista. I changed the product key. I turned up the computer upside down, got the numbers off the sticker, typed them into the product key, and it activated successfully, and everything's been fine ever since. So I didn't know if I could do that with a Dell disk. It turns out you can. Except when you go into System Properties, there's a big Dell logo. That's the only thing. So he might get a little confused if he even cares about that. But thing works great. Compact laptop. Okay, that's what do we got here? Let me just see. This is actually a desktop. Customer had brought it in. Said after using it for like an hour or like half an hour to an hour, things would start to stop on it. Things like the mouse would just freeze or the video would cut out. Now, we diagnosed this, and hard drive's fine, power supply's fine, memory's fine. Their screen that they're using is fine. We narrowed it down to like either the motherboard or the video card. Now, it's an older machine, and the motherboard seemed okay. There was no real evidence of motherboard failure. Because the video was going out and the system was freezing up, we assumed it was a video card. We replaced the video card. Everything seemed to be okay. We won't know exactly until that person uses it and tells us. But we had an inkling it was a video card. If the video starts flickering on you guys, I mean, it's a good chance it's a video card that's going out, which I think also can halt the system and cause it to freeze up. I felt bad for a kid today. He brought in a Gateway laptop he had. It was a year and 2 months old. Of course, the manufacturer warranty for these things run out after a year. And that's just enough time for somebody who's using a laptop to get enough dust into the heatsink that this fan will try to spin to cool down the processor. Won't get enough cooling. The processor will overheat and fry the motherboard, basically. And that's what happened to this thing. He said he cleaned out the fan, but it was too late. System was completely frozen. He couldn't even get a plug in the power adapter. It was completely dead, and nothing was happening. It didn't help this person was a smoker. It also didn't help that they didn't blow out the dust out of the laptop every few months. Especially if you guys are going to be using like a laptop on a bed or a fabric surface, it's going to pull in a lot of lint and clog up the heatsink that's needed to cool the processor down. So buy a can of compressed air, blast it in there every few months, maybe even every month if you're using your computer a lot, and the thing will last forever. If you don't, it's going to overheat and just cause problems. If you don't know where the heatsink is, it's the spot on the side of the laptop. It's on the side, and it's usually the spot with all the little fins, like an air vent, like a vent. And you just take the compressor and you spray it in those fins, in that vent. You'll see the little metal fins in there, and you get all the dust out of that. It's been a slow week. Our business is actually slowing down at the shop. You know, people keep talking about the economy being slow, and, you know, it wasn't affecting us, but I think now it actually is. I had this theory just in my mind about the economy. You know, it hasn't been affecting me directly, and it actually just is starting to. But here's the thing that bothers me. You know, people who are working and not being affected by the economy are subject to the news, you know, the radio. Everybody who opens their mouth is talking about how bad the economy is. And even if you're not in financial trouble, it's making people scared to go out and buy things just because everybody's telling them the economy's bad. It's like if nothing was actually wrong with the economy, but everywhere from all quarters you're hearing that the economy is bad, you're going to think the economy's bad and you're going to get scared. I think a little of that is being mixed in with the actual bad economy, but you know, you say it to a person enough times, they're going to believe it. Just a theory. As you guys know, I try to keep politics out of this show. Mainly, number one, because I don't know anything about them. And number two, because people have very strong opinions about it. And I don't want to really get into that. Let me play some voicemails here. Eric had sent me another story for the leaf blower contest. And I'm going to play that now as soon as I get that queued up. Here's Eric's story.
Hey, Steve. It's Eric again. This is take two. I'll try to do a better job this time. So, anyway, this is my third story, and it's about a machine of that printer that I looked at maybe 6-8 months ago. That the problem was no power, and I think if you turn the power on, fans would come on, and